going to take just a quick look at a few of the positions of the golf swing. On the left is session 1 and on the right is session 2. And this is the setup. Last week you actually had a little better position with your left arm. You had a little bit more shaft lean. I've drawn that line from the shoulder down to the golf ball, and you can see how your hands are closer to that red line. This week we worked on the grip, and on this particular swing you had your hands much further behind the red line. You didn't have that straight line like you did last week. So we'll get that back, and we'll have a little bit more shaft lean, hands forward, weight forward. Here we are in the 3 position, and last week you did not have much wrist hinge. The line from the elbow to the club head was basically right in the same line. You didn't have much hinge here in your wrist. Here you have started to hinge the wrist a little bit more, and we're going to continue to work on that wrist hinge. I do believe that the club that you're using has too big a grip for your hand, and that's one of the things that's making it difficult for you to get that pad on top. So a lady's club would have a smaller diameter grip, and I think that would make it much easier for you to put the proper grip on there, and then you could have an easier time of hinging your wrist. Here we are at the end of the backswing, and last week you didn't take it much further back than when you had your arm in the parallel position, and so this was as far back as you took it last week, but you are doing a much better job of hinging your wrist and getting a good shoulder turn. At impact, both last week and this week, that's a very good position. Nice extension in the arm. The shaft is leaning in both weeks. Those are very good positions right there. As I mentioned yesterday, they're just going to be small little subtle variations of the club's position on the golf ball, particularly when you're just learning the swing. It's the hand-eye coordination is difficult in golf, and it just requires an awful lot of repetition, and you're going to have a lot more misses than hits, solid hits particularly. So be patient. You're doing very well. That's a very good position. It's just slightly off, and the more you practice, your subconscious mind will slowly start to adjust closer and closer to that hitting point, that impact point. This is your final finish. This is a great looking finish here. You're solid on your left side. You're off the ground with this back foot. You're on the tip of the toe, just like Grant Waite was, our professional that we were comparing to. Your entire body is facing forward. Last week you were flat-footed at the finish. You basically were trying to swing just your upper body around to a finish. This is an excellent finish right here. That's a good foundation, a good final finish. In our next session, we're going to work a little bit more on in the chipping and pitching swing. Last week we did that right after the putting, and you had very good consistent contact with the golf ball when we were just hitting those small little shots. And so we're going to work on that again, because that will help quickly develop the hand-eye coordination of putting the club on the ball in the right spot. So we're going to do smaller swings, have small little hinges in our wrist, and hit some chip shots where you're bumping the ball up in the air, and that'll make things a lot easier. Once you get really consistent at the hand-eye coordination with the smaller swing, then we'll just simply apply that to the larger swing. Okay, Tony, we're going to compare this week to last week. On the left was session 1, and on the right here is session 2. The one on the right here looks much better. Your feet are a little closer together. You're standing in a little better athletic position, a little bit taller. You're a little bit too bent over here, so that your setup looks a lot better here. Draw a line from the shoulder to the ball. Your hands are a little closer to the line than you were last week. We're going to continue to improve this setup so that these hands are just a little closer to the green line, so they have a little bit more shaft lean when you set up. But that's still very good. Here you are in the 3 position when the hand is level with the shoulder. You have a good wrist hinge. Your shoulder turn is a little better this week. The main thing that I like about this 3 position is the lower body. You were very static here, almost everything was just kind of locked up. Here you have a little bit more natural turn of the hip. You're flexing this left leg, that's good. You're extending the right leg, so you're having a very natural turn of the body to coil the body to get power. Here is mostly just shoulders and arms turning and lifting. Here you are coiling and letting your entire body be part of this golf swing. Here you are at impact, and this position on the right that you had yesterday was very good. Big improvement over the previous week. You've got much more weight on your left side at impact than you did last week. You're really kind of hanging back, but we can see how your knee and your hip and your shoulder, everything is much more shifted to the left leg. This knee is much closer to your left leg, so you're really driving more into that golf ball. Much better. Here you are in the finish. Very good. You're on the front foot, solid. Everything's facing the target. You're off the back foot on the tip of the toe. This knee is up next to the neck, up to the other knee. Everything is facing forward. Much better finish here. Here you're kind of flat-footed and just kind of slapping your hands and arms at the ball. Now you're letting your entire body be part of the golf swing. Very good. We're going to continue working on that. Want to continue working on your grip, getting that nice extension in your left arm, and just work on the timing little by little. That's going to get much better. You get some very good shots. You're always going to miss shots because of the hand-eye coordination. To get that down consistently just takes a lot of practice. But you hit some shots with a nice high draw, which is an excellent golf shot.